This is the Beyond the Box dumbbell workout. Before you get into the workout, check out our Instagram post for the warm-up. Want to make sure we're getting ready for the workout by increasing your heart rate, increasing your body temperature, and you're starting to swell a little bit before you get into it. Today, we are going to be focusing on our horizontal pushing power. So this is basically going to be a bench press day or a push-up day, depending on what you look at it. Instead of using a bench throw, some of us may not have one of those. So instead, we're going to use the floor. So we're going to do a dumbbell floor press. This is going to be done as 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, and 2 rep sets. So we have 2 sets of 5, 2 sets of 4, 2 sets of 3, and 2 sets of 2, building to a heavy 2 reps. If you don't have a whole lot of weight available to us, then maybe instead is we focus on adding tempo to each set as opposed to weight. So if you're limited to say, like I have 25 pound dumbbells here and you're not able to go much heavier than that, then say you do the sets of 5 with no tempo. But then when you do the sets of 4, maybe you add 2 seconds to the negative or the down portion. When you get to the 3s, we could add 3 seconds negative or 4 seconds negative. And when we get to the 2s, maybe we do 5 seconds on the way down, or that's 4 seconds on the way down or something. Maybe every set we add 1 second until we get to something pretty long. Adding more time under tension is another way that we can increase intensity as opposed to adding more weight. So what the dumbbell floor press is going to look like from the floor. So I'm going to lay down on the floor. So you're going to have your elbows at a 45-degree angle away from the body. So that means we don't want the elbows right up against the body, and we don't want our elbows flared out at a 90-degree angle. Somewhere right in the middle of that is going to be about 45 degrees, and that's going to be optimal for this movement. So the floor press, make sure you're nice and engaged. So flatten your back against the floor, tighten up your tummy, and you're going to press the dumbbells out in front of you, and then you're going to lower them back down to the ground. Notice that I'm actually adding a little bit of rotation into the movement. Not necessary, but that's my preference. I could also just go straight up and add no rotation at all and lower back down. The down portion should have some control. You're not just going up and down. We're not going to develop a whole lot of strength there. Where we're really going to develop strength is in controlling it on the way down. So press and then lower. So the first couple of sets will be sets of 5. And then you do sets 4, 3s, and then 2s. If I wanted to add a little bit more difficulty to this movement, I could get a little bit more engagement and add a leg drive into it by going into a bridge. So as I'm doing this, I'm maintaining a bridge position, which is going to create a little bit of instability in my midline to add a little bit more control, the need for a little bit more control into the movement. So it's best to start with the dumbbells one end up. It's like this. It makes it really easy to grab and then pull them back to the starting position. If you noticed at the beginning, I didn't have this set up, so this was a little bit more difficult to get into my setup. But if I have this set up already, super easy to get set up. Once we're done working on the dumbbell floor press, we're going to move into the Metcon. For the Metcon, we have a 9-minute AMRAP. So in 9 minutes, you're going to complete as many reps or rounds as you can of 10 dumbbell push press. So now we're going to go from a horizontal push, we're going to stand up, we're going to go into a vertical push, and 10 hand release push-ups. So we're doing vertical and horizontal pushes or presses in this workout. The RX weight for the men is 50 pounds. For the ladies, 35. Or use whatever weight you have available to you or the weight that is most appropriate. We don't want to be using something that's too heavy or too light. So starting with the push press. So we have 10 reps of the dumbbell push press. Get the weight to the shoulders. The push press is a dip, drive, and then lock out or press out. Make sure to avoid extension through the through the lower back. Tighten up the tummy, pull the rib cage down, and maintain this nice brace position here. 10 reps here. As the dumbbells touch your shoulders, bend the knees, and go right into the next push press. Once you're done 10 reps, then you're going to go into 10 hand release push-ups. Hand release push-ups, you want to make sure there is some separation between your hands and the floor. Also, make sure that when you're doing this, we're maintaining the same type of bracing or activation piece in our midline as you did with the push press. So think, pull the rib cage down towards your hips and keep the bum nice and tight. So maintain that position from the top as I go down, lower myself to the ground, hands off the floor, and then plant my hands and press back up. Once I've done 10 hand release push-ups, go back to my push press. Once I'm done my push press, go back to my hand release push-ups. You're gonna do 10 and 10 as many times as you can until 9 minutes has expired. Your score is the total number of repetitions completed in that workout. Or you could write it out as the number of reps plus the rounds the total number of rounds plus the reps you had remaining of the current round that you're on. So if you completed 9 rounds and you only got into 9 push press of the 10th round, you would write it as 9 plus 9. Get after it and have fun.